Hello children, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching my video. I'm back with a new video in which we are going to do something else from chapter 2, and our today's topic is formal conversation. In the last class we did informal conversation, and today we are going to do some questions in formal way, right? The same questions that we have done in the last video, we'll go through them in a formal way, right? So let's start. You can see page number 31 here. It's page 31. Conversation formelle. Formal, say formal conversation. In this conversation you can see the picture as well. There's a receptionist and a visitor here. So let's see how they are going to talk to each other here. So it is a Mr. Brown and Madame Colleen. There are Mr. Brown and Ma'am Colleen, Claudine. Sorry, these two characters are here. They are going to talk to each other in a formal way, right? So be ready, write down the conversation's translation and the present pronunciation both. If you are comfortable, then let's start. Bonjour madame. Bonjour madame. Hello ma'am. In the informal conversation we said salut. If you are talking to a friend, then you say salut. If you are talking to somebody who is in a formal relation, then you say bonjour. For hello we say bonjour. Hello ma'am. Now Madame Claudine is saying bonjour monsieur. Hello sir. Bonjour monsieur. Hello sir. Comment vous appelez-vous? Comment vous appelez-vous? How do you call yourself, or what is your name? The literal translation would be how do you call yourself, but in English you can say what is your name. Hello sir, what is your name? Mr. Brown is saying je m'appelle Max Brown. My name is Max Brown. Je m'appelle Max Brown. The answers would be same as we have done in the informal conversation, right? The answers are the same, but the questions are little different. So say Madame Claudine is saying enchanté Monsieur Brown. Où habitez-vous? Nice to meet you, Mr. Brown. Enchanté, Monsieur Brown. Nice to meet you, Mr. Brown. Où habitez-vous? Where do you live? There we were saying où habites-tu? But here, vous is indicating that you are talking to the person who is a bit formal, right? Then we say j'habite à Lyon. Now Mr. Brown is saying I live in Lyon. Lyon is a famous city in France, right? Say j'habite à Lyon. I live in Lyon. Then Claudine is saying à Lyon. Et à quel âge avez-vous? In Lyon. And what is your age? Now the receptionist is asking what is your age? Oh, j'ai 40 ans. I am 40 years old. Right? I am 40 years old. Then she is saying merci Monsieur Brown. Thank you Mr. Brown. Merci Monsieur Brown. Say thank you Mr. Brown. This M dot indicates I'm talking about Mr. Right? If there is double M, E is Madame. This is the shortcuts of Mr. and Miss Madam, right? Then you can say abbreviations. And Madame Clothing is saying, merci, Mr. Brown. Ou on vous rappelle à demain. Then she's saying, thank you, Mr. Brown. We will call you back tomorrow. Then say, merci, Madame, à demain. Then thank you, ma'am. See you tomorrow. That's saying, thank you, Mr. Brown. We will call you back. Then see you tomorrow. Thank you, ma'am. See you tomorrow. Right? Adame, see you tomorrow, that we have done before. So once again I am telling, hello ma'am, hello sir, what is your name? My name is Max Brown. Nice to meet you, Mr. Brown. Where do you live? I live in Lyon. In Lyon, that's good. And then she is asking, what is your age? I am 40 years old. Thank you, Mr. Brown. We'll call you back. Then see you tomorrow. Thank you, ma'am. See you tomorrow. Right? This was a conversation between a visitor and a receptionist. So it's a formal conversation. We have seen that there are some differences in the questions. And I'm going to discuss these 3 questions on the board as well, so that it should be clear what is the difference between both the questions, right? Before that we did a conversation between 2 friends. Now let's start the difference, right? So you can say the questions, right? So first question, generally we ask, that is, what is your name? In informal way, right? In informal way we say comment tu t'appelles, S at the end, right? So comment tu t'appelles. Tu indicates that it's an informal question. Like in Hindi, we use tum for informal person and aap for formal person, right? A formal relation. Here we have tu. Though in English we don't have this tum and aap relations. They only have you. That's only you have to judge whether they are talking formally or informally. So we do have this relation here. So comment tu t'appelles? What is your name? Right? Then we have comment vous appelez-vous? So be careful, there is only one L. Here we have double L. So comment vous appelez-vous? Right? These 2 questions for asking what is your name. Then it's a formal way, right? Now come to ask, where do you live? Right? Where do you live? So we have to say où habites-tu? Right? Où habites-tu? Where do you live? Where do you live? Right? And for formal conversation we say où habitez-vous? I know there would be so many questions in your mind why we are writing like this, But now you have to smug it up. When we'll come to the verbs, then you will come to know why we are writing all this in this way. So, où habites-tu? Où habitez-vous? Now, the last question for this chapter, that will be, what is your age? Quel âge? Quel âge as-tu? What is your age? And then, quel âge avez-vous? Quel âge avez-vous? What is your age? Right? So, vous is indicating formal connection and tu is indicating informal connection. Right? So, that's all for today. I hope you are going to revise it very well, because these 3 questions are the integral part of the conversation, and further we are going to learn the other questions as well. But till then, revise well, write down all these 3 questions in your notebook as well, and go through again that conversation that we have done on page 31. And in next class we are going to do the vocab and the exercises of this particular chapter. Till then, stay safe, stay home. Bye.